going to talk about abusive, toxic relationships and why do we keep repeating them? If you were abused or neglected as a child, actually neural pathways in our brains are formed and strengthened for these types of relationships. We become accustomed to them. These relationship patterns are familiar to us. They become our norm, even when they're horrific. When we grow up in a toxic or abusive environment, we begin to suppress and deny and disown parts of ourselves. We begin to use coping strategies to survive these emotional experiences. We can hold subconscious beliefs about ourselves, such as we are unworthy of care and love, that there's something wrong with us, that we don't deserve a caring and loving relationship. We suppress the emotions of helplessness. For when we were a small child and there was a toxic or abusive environment, we feel scared, alone, and helpless. Individuals that were abused in childhood may also suppress the beliefs and emotions on a deep level of unworthiness. They truly feel that they don't deserve a generally caring, loving relationship. It may be hard for them to accept real love and feel in a submissive position to others. We have a very difficult time with our emotions. We stuff them down, we push them away. We tend to carry around that I'm good attitude. When we are in an abusive relationship in adulthood, we become easy targets for our partner's gaslighting. They can degrade us with their words or beat the crap out of us and then turn it around and make us question our own reality. They work on us to convince us that it's our fault. They say things like, I love you, but if you didn't say this or do that, it would have never happened. It's your fault I got so angry. Please forgive me. It'll never happen again, I promise. You're losing your frickin' mind. That didn't happen. They may even load us up with I'm sorry gifts. Please forgive me gifts. Then after they get done gaslighting us, we gaslight our own ass. We begin to gaslight ourselves, especially if we were abused in childhood. We believe that there's something wrong with us. We can start saying things like, maybe I'm making a mountain out of a molehill. Maybe this isn't as serious as I thought it was. I wasn't beaten like my mother was, so it's not that bad. If I didn't say this to them, if I didn't say that to them, they would never reacted the way they did. These are examples of self-gaslighting. We constantly minimize or invalidate our own experiences. Instead of seeing the abuse and acknowledging it, we make up excuses, such as, you're overreacting. Maybe it is my fault. But they didn't mean to do that. We dismiss our own feelings and our own emotions. We push them down. We push them away. We don't want to face them. We treat our own feelings and emotions like they're not important. We shrug them off with any way that we can, with strategies that we created to make it easier. We have to see our experience as true and valid. We may even believe that we're just sensitive and overdramatic. We tell ourselves, toughen up, buttercup. We even begin to think and believe such things as, if I do this and behave like that, they'll change. I can help them change. If I didn't say this or that, it would have never happened. I hurt them. I made them feel bad. It's my fault. We cannot fix anyone. We can only work on and fix ourselves. Every one of us hold our own emotional pain that we experienced. We're all responsible for our own actions and our own reactions. Telling ourselves bullshit on top of bullshit is just making a bigger pile. A bigger bullshit story that we're telling ourselves that we're swallowing and we're living by. It is not helping or fixing our relationship or our lives in any way. We are just going to keep repeating these relationship patterns. Different faces, different places, but the relationships are always going to end up in the same type of chaos. We constantly overlook and suppress the hurtful things that have happened to us. We don't like conflict, so we avoid it at all costs. We tend to forgive and forget right away, but this is not what's truly happening at all. We're denying our own feelings, our own emotions. We're suppressing, we're denying ourselves, we're pushing away the things that we don't want to face. The emotional pain and the trauma that we have been through has not gone anywhere. It's stuck within us. Till we face and acknowledge our pain as valid, can we begin to heal and release it. We need to stop taking on the blame as if everything is our fault, and we need to stop blaming others also. We don't trust our own gut, our own emotions, and our own intuition. We continue to push down and push away and look outside to others for validation or to tell us what to do. If we're always looking outward and something goes wrong, we put more blame on ourselves. We tend to believe that everyone else is right. We don't validate our own thoughts and feelings and emotions. We put the other's feelings, thoughts, and emotions above our own. We believe that if we are at their beck and call of the other, the abuse will stop. But stop here and ask yourself this question. Has that ever rang true? If you're honest with yourself, the answer will be no, absolutely not. Gaslighting ourselves is a survival technique. It helps us get through emotional, traumatizing experiences. But at some point, we have to stop and truly acknowledge what we are experiencing. It's not easy, but it's definitely necessary. Doing inner child work or shadow work by yourself or with a therapist, depending on your situation, is so beneficial to find the root cause from childhood of why we are the way we are. We need to get to the root cause of why we continue to go through these relationship patterns of emotional and or physical abuse in relationships. I'd done it for years. It was a different face and different place, but the always ended up in complete chaos. It was complete emotional, verbal, and physical abuse, and I endured it for years. And I went through repeating patterns over and over and over again. We have to go within and find the root cause of what makes us the way we are, what experiences that we had gone through in childhood that has us on this repeating pattern loop. We need to go within and find the childhood experience that caused us to suppress, deny, and disown parts of ourselves. finding the root cause of our beliefs, of our unworthiness or our helplessness. When we find the root cause of our emotional pain and trauma from childhood, we can go within, face it, accept it, and give ourselves the love and support that we never received when these aspects of us were created. We can heal and release and move on. And therefore, as a result, we find the caring and loving relationships that we truly want and we truly deserve. I hope this video helps you. Much love, Lisa.